Hey there, welcome to the chalkboard. Today we're going to talk about box breathing. By the way, my name is Mars, and one of the things that we do when we're working to change habits, no matter what you start with, whether you're on an exercise program, whether you're doing hypnosis, whether you're doing any kind of stress relief, yoga, prayer, it all goes back to this beautiful tool that we have, which is our breath. It's an amazing friend. So, box breathing is one training way that we can sort of visualize a great way to use our breath. We're going to start with this idea of learning about. Okay, let's start with an example. Let's say you take a glass of water and you fill it to the top and you drink a quarter of the glass of water. So then you're going to fill it up the quarter of the way and then re-drink it. Not only drink a quarter of it again, fill up a quarter of it, drink a quarter of it. Or you could take the glass of water and drink the whole thing and then fill it up, drink the whole thing, fill it up. So if you want to use that as an example to how we breathe, is if we're only exhaling a little bit, then we're not really using our entire lung, or we're not emptying the air in our lungs. So we end up breathing at the top quarter of our lungs. Like, we're not using our belly, we're not using the lower lobes of our lungs to breathe. Very, very important, because we want to give ourselves more room to fill our lungs with this freshly oxygenated air, right? So we get that from the exhale. So when we exhale, we can inhale. So try it for a second. When you exhale, just feel how you can squeeze your lungs of that air. Breathing in. So notice how much more room we have in our lungs. Now, if you're just starting with this, you might have a difficult time actually getting into the bottom parts of your lungs if you let your belly be relaxed. Just let it be nice and relaxed. Then it's easier to fill the bottom parts of our lungs. But if you're feeling like holding in your belly, it can be hard to coordinate, relaxing these lower parts of your lungs. We'll go through that on another video, keeping your belly loose. But at this point, just kind of generally think of relaxing your lower belly so that when you're exhaling, heck, if your belly raises, that's cool. You're really getting that lower lung full. Okay, so back to box breathing. We're gonna inhale for 4 seconds. We're gonna take a 4 second pause between the inhale and the exhale. Then we're gonna exhale for 4 seconds. We're gonna take a quick pause and we're gonna go back to the inhale. That's where the box comes from. You can practice this pretty much anywhere you are. If you're in a conversation, if you're in your car, someone cut you off, you're upset, or you're not upset, you just want to enjoy the moment where you are. This is a wonderful way to relax your parasympathetic nervous system. It's a wonderful way to reduce your flight or fight. It is a wonderful way to just ground yourself in the moment. And again, when we're starting a habit change, we can return to the breath, because oftentimes we make very split second decisions because we haven't really stopped to notice what we're doing, because we're operating on automatic pilot. So box breathing helps us with that beautiful thing that Tara Brach, one of my favorite authors in Radical Acceptance, she calls the sacred pause. This pause where we can just relax before we respond or react. So beginning with the in-breath, we're going to go 4 seconds. We're going to pause, 4 counts, out breath, and out. Pause, excuse me, for 4 seconds. So it's going to look like this. Okay, it just feels so nice. Your breath can be such a wonderful friend, a wonderful tool. Whether you're in meditation or prayer, or however it is that you connect to this center, this higher self of yours, the breath, the box breathing, this visual way of really connecting. And what's really important too is that you take as much time for your exhale as you do for your inhale. So let's go 5 counts now. Okay? So as you go along and you practice with this, you can get up to 6 counts, you can get up to 7 counts. You really start to use your breath. I don't care what habit you're trying to transform, procrastination, when you feel yourself being flooded with any kinds of ideas about your patterning, whether it's a substance that you ingest, whether it's an activity that you do that you really want to transform. Box breathing can be your friend. This sacred pause, starting off with maybe doing it 5 times, getting to a place where you do it 10 times. Maybe you just do it just because you're practicing. I drew this little diagram down here. We talk about the bottom of the breath and the top of the breath, okay? So here's the bottom of the breath, here's the top of the breath. You know how you have to make that sort of pause? Just hold it in and then release it. Hold that down here without breathing in. Give it a second. Bring it in. Hold it. Exhale. So that's the top of the breath, holding it, and the bottom of the breath, holding it, bringing it back to the top of the breath. However it helps you to visualize this. If you have any questions, when we begin any kind of session, we always begin with the breath. It's such a wonderful place to start. And it's also a wonderful place to continue, and it's a wonderful place to end. So I wish you all the best with this. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them with you. Okay? All right, I'm going to go on a walk so that I get some nice, good lung capacity going. And it's a nice, nippy morning here. And I wish you the best. Again, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Okay? Take care.